Hi there, this is the JCC Library coming to you with this library orientation video tutorial. Today we will cover basic website navigation, the difference between the various search functions of the page, and some general information about the library itself. Let's go ahead and get started. This is our homepage. When you click on the library from the johnstoncc.edu main page, it will bring you here. We highly suggest checking your URL to make sure it did not redirect you to the old page, and ensure your URL looks exactly like this. You can always bookmark this for future use. The URL should read johnstoncc.libguides.com/jcclibraryhome. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start on the left underneath this blue bar. These two links will link you directly out to our social media pages. We have Facebook and Instagram. Be sure to follow us as we announce a lot of contests and programs this way, and we'll give away gift cards to local restaurants and other fun giveaways. We're going to skip this one for the time being. We'll come back to that later. We're going to go over to the right. As you can see, these are our hours for today. So today is Monday, August 6th, showing that we are open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If I want to hit and look for tomorrow's hours, I just hit this button right here, and it will link me out to tomorrow, and again, and so on and so forth. Current hours are also posted at the top. So for example, if it is the day before a holiday, or if campus is closing early for some reason, our shortened hours will appear up here. The next feature we're going to look at is the chat service. The chat service is fairly new to JCC. You can access it by clicking this little chat button. What it's going to do is it's going to open up the chat box. If a librarian is available, it will show up green. If a librarian is not available, it will show up red, and it will say not available. When the library is open, this is staffed in-house, so you will get a JCC librarian. When we are closed, this is staffed by an outside service, so you have access to a credentialed librarian if you need it outside of regular library hours. Please note they are offline Sundays from midnight to 8 a.m. Let's click out of this, and we're going to start our tour of the subheadings. First things first, we're going to look at services and lending. Now note, services and lending is the only one that has a drop-down menu, so you have to click again to get to the services and lending page, or you can always come back here and click home to go back to this library homepage. Clicking on services and lending is broken down by the type of library user. You can click each one to browse the services available to you. For example, if I am faculty or staff, I can scroll this page for a bunch of different information regarding services available to me as a faculty or staff member. Of course, if you have questions at any time as a faculty and staff member, you can always contact your library liaison. The JCC Library is also open to the public, so we have a tab here for community users, detailing all of the self-serve office resources which are available to them. Underneath community users is the tab for students, detailing the services that are available to students, such as research and citation assistance, office resources, and student IDs. Lastly, under services and lending is the lending portion of this page. The JCC Library lends materials and resources to students, faculty, and staff, as well as community users. To access the lending periods chart, you can click here. It will detail all of the materials that are available for checkout, as well as who they are able to be checked out to, the number of renewals, and the checkout period. Keep in mind that some materials are restricted by user. Moving right along, we're going to click out of that. We're going to continue our tour of the subheadings. The next page is room bookings. Now, if you've used this tab on the previous website, nothing has changed. It looks exactly the same. Let's go ahead and click there. It will take you to the list of bookable rooms. We'll start with group study. So there are the room availabilities for today. If it is green, it means the room is open. I can always navigate to a different day by using the calendar. And to book a room, I choose my room on the left side. I can pan over the little eye if I want to see a picture of the room. And I'm going to select this one. It will turn yellow. All I need to do is fill out the form and press submit my booking, and I will get a confirmation email. Now, if I want to book a library meeting room, I click here, change to library meeting rooms, and I will see what is available for that particular day. So again, if it's green, it is open. If it is red, it is taken. If it's yellow, it's pending. So I could fill this out and press submit my booking. Now keep in mind that library meeting rooms are reserved for faculty and staff only. On occasion, we do allow student groups to meet in there at the librarian's discretion. All of these bookings are tentative, which means you won't get a confirmation email immediately. The librarian will go in and either approve or deny the booking, and then you will receive details in an email shortly thereafter. Special note that the listening and viewing room is not bookable. That is why those are blued out. The listening and viewing room houses the college's laser lab, so we do not allow faculty, staff, or students to book up that room. I'm going to navigate back to the main page. The next subheading is Research and LibGuides. Again, if you use the previous website, this will take you directly to the LibGuides page. If you are a student and your instructor is telling you to use the LibGuide for a specific subject, you click the appropriate link. If you're a faculty and need your LibGuide updated, you can contact your library area liaison. The most popular feature of this page is the citations and paper formatting section. We have guides here for MLA, APA, and AMA, each one with a tutorial that was either done in-house or a YouTube tutorial we felt covered the subject best, as well as links to helpful resources. So there is MLA, APA, and AMA. Again, you can click the appropriate heading to access each piece of that tutorial. We also have two links at the bottom to reputable citation builders. Keep in mind that citation builders are only as good as what is input into them, so you always need to double check your citation against the appropriate style guide or ask your instructor or a librarian for assistance if you have questions. The last feature of this page is the sample papers by course. Keep in mind most instructors will keep sample papers in their Blackboard courses if available, so always check there first. This is not meant to be a comprehensive resource or repository. Moving on to the next page, if you are interested in reading about us or need our contact information, you can click the About Us tab. It's right there in the middle of the page. It will take you first to About Us. It gives you a brief summary of the library, as well as some photos in case you've never visited us before. You know exactly what to look for and exactly what to expect. Our basic contact information is right here on this page. As long as the library is open, this phone number is staffed. To contact an individual staff member, click on Staff and locate the appropriate staff member for your area. All of the liaison areas are listed at the bottom, as well as an email and phone number with a brief bio. Of course, we encourage questions, and we also take appointments, so if you are in need of some help, feel free to contact your appropriate area liaison. Moving on to the next page, databases and electronic resources will look much different than it did before. When you click it, it's going to take you to a landing page to start your research. These are more generic databases for doing complete topical research. NC Live is listed here, which is a JCC faculty favorite. Other than that, the resources are grouped by subject area, so you're able to get the most out of your time spent on this page. For example, if you're doing research for nursing or a health-related class, scroll down, click Nursing, Health, and Medicine, and it takes you to the suggested resources for that particular area. Maybe you're preparing for a test. Locate test preparation and college success. Click there, and it will take you to the list of suggested resources. Maybe you're writing a speech or working on something for your communications class. Click Communications and Media. Again, it takes you to the selected resources for that particular topic. Let's take a look at our last two pages. When you navigate to News and Events, it's first going to take you to a listing of our current and archived newsletters. We like to keep a year's worth of newsletters on here if possible. We also have a calendar of events and programs. When you navigate to this, you will see any upcoming workshop or program that is going to be taking place for that semester. They are color-coded, and if you hover over each, there is a small blurb as well as the location and the time, so that you can get these on your calendar as soon as possible. The last subheading on these pages is the Academic Skills Center. The Academic Skills Center shares the first floor space with the library. They offer tutoring services via walk-in and scheduled one-on-one tutoring, online tutoring, and testing services. You can click on these various tabs to view information, their hours, and an in-depth description of what they offer and when they offer it. Let's go ahead and click on the JCC Library icon, which will take us back to the home page. I'm sure you've noticed by now there are various search boxes on the screen. One here, and there's one hiding up here. The first one in this blue bar will simply search on the page that you are currently on. For example, if the library's hours were not clearly displayed and I was searching for the current hours, I could type hours in here to search within this page itself. You will most likely never have to use this with the other two forms of navigation that we have available. The middle box here searches the library catalog. That means it searches everything we have, as well as everything our sister libraries have. This is the same as searching at one of the library catalog stations inside the library. If you are using this search box, you will likely get results for the entire library consortium, which is over 50 libraries. Let's go ahead and search in here so that I can show you what this looks like. So I am searching for Game of Thrones. Press search and it's going to redirect me. I can click the item to see which libraries currently have it. There's my list of libraries right there. It will show me the status as well as the call number. If JCC is not one of these libraries and I want to interlibrary loan it from another library, I simply go up here and press place hold. I'm going to put in my username, which is my JCC ID number, and then my password is the barcode on the back of my student ID, which starts with 233-19000 and has digits at the end. Going to press login. It's going to bring me to this screen here. Make sure your pickup library is selected as Johnston. Click volume. Typically there's only going to be one thing here. And then I'm simply just going to press place hold. As a side note, if you are a faculty or staff member, both your username and your password is the same number as your JCC ID number. Once I press place hold, the JCC library is notified. That item will be pulled from another library and typically is here within 7 business days. You will get an email when it arrives to whatever email is on file for you. Typically that is your JCC email. Now, if I needed something immediately, I needed access to something that was here at the JCC library, I can filter on the left-hand side. So I would select Johnston and I would press include, and you will see that this available number will change from 10 to 1. So this is now showing me everything with this search term that is available at JCC. Again, if I want to filter it further, I can use the navigation on the left-hand side to filter by audio, video, or book, as well as different languages. Again, if you have questions about searching, placing holds, or just want to know a little bit more about how to use this service, you can come to the JCC library or schedule an appointment at any time. Now that we've talked about 2 of the search bars, we're going to talk about the last in the top corner here. So I just navigated back to the home page. I'm going to click on the magnifying glass. And this is the most comprehensive way to search everything that the JCC library has to offer. This is our discovery service, which is called Summon. Think of it like Google for libraries. This will search everything, and I mean everything, all at once. If you used NC Live in the past semester, so 2017 to 2018, they use Summon, so this will look very familiar. Theirs is purple, ours is blue. Keep in mind, if you plan on transferring, a lot of major university libraries also use Summon, so this is a really good tool to get used to. Keep in mind, before we start searching, if you're struggling to come up with search terms, you can always get help from a librarian for formatting your search. So today I'm going to be searching for information on dogs. So I'm going to go to the Summon magnifying glass, click it, it's going to open the search bar, and I'm going to type in what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for dogs. I'm going to press enter, and it's going to redirect me to Summon. This is my list of search results. It encompasses newspaper articles, journal articles, magazine articles, book reviews, as well as books. So I can't work with 12 million results. You see those right here. So I need to limit these. The first way I'm going to limit is by full text online. Why? Because there is nothing worse than finding something you want to use for your paper and not being able to find it online. So this is going to show me everything that is available to me as an online user. It's always highly suggested by librarians to click the scholarly and peer review limiter also, as scholarly research requires good, scholarly, or peer-reviewed sources. Also check items at my institution, so this will ensure you have access, as JCC does not own every single item that is in Summon. So you see, simply by doing that, my results are beginning to narrow. You need to also familiarize yourself with the other limiters. You can look for books, journal articles, ebooks, print books, etc., etc. You can also limit by publication date and discipline, as well as a variety of other limiters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to limit by journal article. I'm also going to limit to everything within the last 5 years. So again, you see my searches are getting smaller. So now that I have my searches narrowed, I'm scrolling through, I'm reading, and number 5 fits my thesis statement. So I'm going to select number 5, and all I have to do is click full text online, and it's going to redirect me to that article. From this screen, I have a few options. I can read the text as a PDF, which also makes it printable, so I can print it. I can email it to myself and save it for later. I can save it to my computer or a flash drive. And everybody's favorite button, I can cite it in various formats. So I use this for my paper, I cite it, I pull what I need. I need to go back and pull, let's say, 3 other sources. So I go back to my search results, and again, I can repeat that process. Of course, if I get stuck at any time, I can click the chat button for help. And again, the chat box opens, and it's showing that a librarian is available to take my request. Also, if you are trying to use this from off campus, there's a good chance that it will ask you to log in to access some of the content. You can avoid this by clicking this link and entering your WebAdvisor username and password. And then as you're searching and clicking and searching and clicking, it won't ask you to log in because you've already authenticated yourself. Be sure to check out our other videos for more on how to use Summon, and look for our upcoming workshops. The JCC Library thanks you for watching. We hope to see you in the near future.